Hey, it's Brent Smith, and in this video, I want to talk about what you're capable of. I posted a quote that says you are capable of much more than you think you are, and believing it is the first step to being it. Okay, so a lot of us are convinced that we are only capable of a certain amount, and in fact, you will only be capable of that amount, whatever you believe that you are capable of. That make sense? And we all have, for various reasons, we have these beliefs about that. And what you'll find, however, is that if you will test yourself at some point in your life, whether, I don't know, in some extreme situation, you will find out that you can dig a little bit deeper and you are capable of more. Okay? So whether it's a strength thing, whether you're working out or, you know, have some adrenaline going and you run that last mile, do those last 3 push-ups or whatever, you'll find that it is inside of you. And so the key here is getting out of your head in that moment, because we all have a story about that. And in the moment when we are, accomplishing something, we're involved in something, we have a story we're telling ourselves in that moment about how far we can go, right? What we're capable of. Well, this is what I'm capable of. I can't, I'm not strong enough to go to the next level. I can only do this, and that's what keeps you there. So it's what it is it's really being aware in the moment. You can practice this, and it'll become a habit, where in that moment, you realize what's happening. You realize that you're talking yourself into only being capable of a certain level of something, and that if you will, kind of break yourself out of that by letting it go and getting out of your head and being present for a moment, you are capable of much more. Now, that example was kind of from working out and running and exercising and so on, because a lot of people will say, well, I'm tired, I can't go any further, and then you actually can. And, another thing I want to mention here is, after having just said that you need to get out of your head, 80%, I would say 80 to 90% of the secret to moving past where you think you can go is mental. So I hope that doesn't confuse you, because what it really is when I say mental, so you're in your head and you have a story about how far you can go. Then you need to get out of your head, but that's also mental, right? You have to get out of your head. So you have to be aware, which is a mental awareness, that you're doing that, and change your story in the moment and dig a little bit deeper, okay? So it's not so much about strength, it's not so much about, and it's never about your circumstances, right? We often use that as an excuse. Oh, it's my circumstances, you don't understand. It's my lack of resources. It's rarely that, rarely. It's more your belief system and your belief in your own resourcefulness that gives you access to the next level of your life. And so you are capable of much more. The other thing that I can add here is, in a more general sense, of being capable of more in your life. So a lot of people think that they are only capable of a certain level of life and success and happiness based on believing that they only deserve a certain level. So there's that too, right? I mean, we've all been there, right? I only deserve a certain level, so I couldn't possibly go here to live out what might be my full potential. I'm going to stop here and just settle, compromise, because this is really, what I'm capable of. And I've been told I'm only capable of this much, and most of my friends are only capable of this much, so it must be normal, must be okay. You see how that's an all mental thing? And that's what's really holding you back. So, back to the beginning of this, where I said believing it is the first step to being it. It really is true. And it goes back to a lot of other things I've said about belief. And one being that you will live the life that you have convinced yourself that you are living and you are capable of living. That's all based on belief. And that is connected to the story you tell yourself about what you're capable of. Okay? So, I hope this helps. That's really what I have to say about it for now. I encourage you to share this video if you know someone else who should listen to this and watch this message. And if you want to know what I'm up to, you can go to BrentSmithLifestyle.com, and I'll talk to you later.